what I wanted to show you is right here. This is the turn. This is pretty much right here in the spot right here. HDD LED. This is pretty much how you start the. This is the pins for start the computer. Now I wired it kind of funny. I got a bunch of wires sticking out of it, but I connected. It's something like this, and I connected the power button on and the reset button. So you could press the reset button, and all that. You can get a diagram on the motherboard manufacturer. Now see how this is a USB? See how there's pins right here? And the wire used to be individual pins. You said to put it. So if you did it wrong, you could actually burn your motherboard. But if you did it right, it'd be good. I mean, and sometimes, and like I said, these diagrams will give you the color of the wire that's supposed to be specifically for this each pin. So if you're looking at this like this, red right here was supposed to be at the beginning of that one, and then here's the brown one, so the brown one goes right in there. So that's how you pretty much get your pins and stuff and connect it to the computer. Now my monitor that I got here turns on. I have it on, so it turns on automatically. So when the computer turns on, the monitor turns on. So make sure you have a monitor that turns on automatically when the computer turns on. That's very helpful, because you don't want to be putting your hand inside the arcade. You're trying to turn on the TV every time, so, or the monitor, whichever how you build it, TV or the monitor. But it works out pretty good. So this is if you know, you kind of need help in the computer part if you didn't know how to use the pin numbers, the pins, and connect them. Now this is right here is the wireless mouse, which I'm going to be able to use when I close everything up. I still could use the mouse on the side, and but that's very helpful. Now this is the picture that I actually used to make my key here. I think I used Photoshop to do this. Now I added the Hulk to this. It wasn't there, and I also added the Wonder Woman in there also. It wasn't there. I just took a picture of Wonder Woman, shrunk her, and put it right there. And the Hulk was a huge picture, and I shrunk him and put him in that corner, and I connected it all together, which all this I put together, and then I actually made it as my wallpaper at the beginning of the arcade. So when you look up, my key is the same way also. And I was able to print that in the printer. And so, you know, so it kind of relates to that. So it's pretty cool. I liked it that. It took me like one day to get this. I had to learn the program to actually even do this. It took me a day and a half to learn how to run the program. So this is right here. The stick right here is going to hold the plastic covering over here, which I already taped it and cover it. Here's the volume, where the volume of the audio is gonna go at. This is the USB is gonna go at, and this right here is gonna be like right here, like this, and this panel right here. So I could adjust the volumes and controllers. Also, I kind of wanted to show you the coin slot. Here's the coin slot. Connect the coin slot right here. I got the key. And see these wires, one of these wires connects to the module, the iPack module. And so when you put the quarter in, it'll signal the module, the iPack, and it gives you a credit. And the main program was called MAME, M-A-M-E, will actually pick it up and actually give you a coin. I also put a DVD burner in here just so that if everyone wants to watch movies or any programs I want to edit, I added it right next to it. So this is the in front of the arcade unit. and I haven't screwed that together. Now, I noticed too that I want to explain too, when you're building your arcade cabinet, after a while, if you put glue or you put screws, you need to modify, because I noticed that even so I cut the pieces, I had to adjust some of these panels right here, these stick panels, just to move it around so that wood could flush right in there. I noticed that I had to do that to how you could make sure they would be connected. Now I put a board right in here in the bottom right here, and I put a glue in there. I could have used wood glue, but I used Gorilla Glue, and Gorilla Glue tends to expand a little bit, and when it expands, it kind of warps a little bit of the material. I forgot about that, but I did do that to give a little more structure, so when I move the arcade, like if I use the hand truck and move it, I made sure they had nice firm, I got inside, they've been nice and solid, so it won't break when I'm moving it, you know, so it's just not only panels holding it together. So I put this here, and I put one up here, one up back here, I put one back there, and those ones in the bottom, these right here, they're solid, so that when I move it around, it's stable with a hand truck. Well, anyway, I put glue in here, kind of give a little crookedness, and so I adjusted it already so it could fit flush to the coin slot. So if you're not used to doing woodwork, you know, you have to modify things. You gotta look out for those things, you know. And if it does happen to you, just try to think about ways to make sure you modify it. But as long as it looks flush and everything, it looks great, you know. I mean, a lot of details. It's not going to be perfect if you're not used to it, but at least, you know, you get it done in that sense. Here's the speakers here. Now I flushed these speakers, I painted it. I didn't like the way some of the paint came out right here and stuff like that. I could cover this with a metal strip here, and so it could kind of hide it, or maybe I was thinking about T-molding. You know, hold that flush, but it's okay. I mean, the unit is okay in that sense. Now I use PC speakers on this one. Here's the woofer, and here's the regular speakers, and this is what I'm gonna put on. I'm gonna put one of these in here on each side, so you can't really see it because I already painted it. So you know, everything's just gonna look black in these tiny little holes. But it's gonna sound great. You know, one here, one there, and yeah, it doesn't. It's okay the way it is now. But after you do some things, you know, you like, oh, I could have done this better and that better. But that's pretty much that's how it goes. Using the mouse there. So just kind of explain a little bit about the speakers and stuff. The speakers are right back here. I don't know if you noticed them. They're right there. I mounted it inside the panel. Also cut this panel right here so that trimmed it with a louder. Now, yeah. So you know, you have to kind of break apart PC speakers. So, because this is just PC, so you gotta treat it like a PC, even so this is not in the tower of a PC. But I put this fan here to cool the heat sink here. Here's the power supply right in this corner, and then the hard drive. Here's the wireless internet stick there, and so pretty much it's pretty much getting done here. And almost done with the unit. This is USB memory flags I'm connecting because I'm adding programs to it. So it's not the prettiest inside, but it looks really nice from the outside after I get it done. And after I put this coin slot in there, I painted it with a black paint, plain black. Just straight up painted it. and let it dry overnight. Then kind of repainted, touched it up, any spot that didn't look okay. I put the T molding. There's T molding I put in there already. All the T molding I put in there. I didn't have to put it here because it had to be. This is where the control panel goes at. Put it all around the whole unit, all through here. This is what I cut earlier, so that was taken care of. Trying to cover anything else. Here, let me start off the high speed spin. Yeah, put the speaker on a little bit. Oh. And this operating system is the Windows Vista. So it's an old operating system, not the Windows 7. Here's the speaker control there. Now I don't have the controller. They had this controller connected to this already computer, and was just testing out the buttons, so I could adjust the buttons the way I wanted on the new control panel. But here it goes. Right now it's connected to the keyboard, so the keyboard is gonna act like the joystick control panel.
Optic blast.
All these games I got in here. All right. Let me see if I can find something good. Let's start with that one. Here's player 1. Okay. It's gonna go to player 1. And then here's number 5 is the coins. And then number 1 is player 1. Now you notice that the whole here, let me see if I can pause it. You can notice that the whole the game is not at the whole monitor. It's not filled in, and because this is the way the ROM of the game is set up this way. It's actually made for a TV type monitor, not for LED. But some of the game would take the whole unit, it fills out the whole monitor. So even if I adjust it, here's the adjuster. So you could adjust it by doing this. Here you go, you press tab, and that, which I could set up my control panel, the buttons the same way. I just gotta, it's also part of the programming. Then you go down, you scroll down where it says video option, and you press enter. And then here's the artwork and the standards resolution right here. So for example, I want the artwork. Let me see here. See, here goes my artwork. See, this is right here. I'll play it just like this, but you see how the game looks smaller? Watch. The game looks much smaller. So, but if I choose, let me see Cocktail. See what Cocktail gives me. Cocktail just give me 2 of them. One upside down and one regular, so you could kind of change that here. And then I'll give you the regular one, standard. Here's standard, press enter. This is standard, and then this one is 7.8. This is a little bit bigger. See how it'll grow a little bigger. And that's what I leave it at. I leave it right, pretty much right there. And but like I said, not all the games gonna fill the whole monitor, so I didn't, you know, when I spray painted the panel here, I just made sure everything was flush to the monitor. So you're gonna run some games like this because this is the old style ROM games. And let me see here. Yeah. Let me see here. Jump. I can't hold the camera and play at the same time. But here's you press escape and you go back to your original main screen.